Hi, I'm super excited for my reading today because I get to do a tarot reading or mock tarot reading with both Oracle and tarot cards. So, not just the tarot, but the Oracle as well. I've been looking forward to this for quite a few days. I want to show you before I start anything. I want to show you the decks I'll be using. So, my Heartthrob, my First Love, and my tarot decks, the Light Seer tarot deck, and once again, my First Love, but in the Oracle cards, the Sacred Destiny Oracle deck. All right. And before I forget, I will be sharing my website, my new website, newly launched this week, website, and a few of my social media accounts, just for those of you that are new here and would like to know a little bit more information or how you can find out a bit more about my readings, my tarot readings, and whatnot. Perfect. So, all right. So, I think the only difference I would say between a tarot reading with just tarot cards and a tarot reading with oracle cards as well is that there's a bit more depth to it. It brings the oracle cards really bring in that extra angle, almost like a little bit more insight. Now, my last video on Tuesday, I did it on what oracle cards are. If you've ever been curious, go check it out. It's on my channel here. And so, without any further ado, I'm going to pull 3 tarot cards and 3 oracle cards, which is kind of a typical reading, a simple reading for me. So I'm just going to do what I usually do, just to give you an idea of what it would be like. Now, if I choose let's say a tarot spread, right, ahead of time, I will, for every tarot card, there would be an oracle card. So that's why it's 3 tarot, 3 oracle. Sounds good? All right. So all right. So I already pre-mixed them a little bit. I just want to do it since I'm doing the reading now, kind of focus in my energy. Now, remember, you can always, if you're doing this tarot reading for yourself or for someone else, I always encourage you to invite your guides from the spirit world, your people from the spirit world, and whatever it is that you believe in. I always invite the beings from this dimension and all the others from this world and all the others, the deities, the gods and goddesses, are my ancestors, my recently deceased family, and my family that's alive. Because I believe that it's not because I'm not here with that family that they cannot be part of that guidance. We all have conscious and unconscious, and we all love the ones we love. And so I really believe that once our energy has connected like that, that it really can be such a blessing to invite the person's energy in that you hold so dear. So let's start with the tarot cards. All right, so 1. Oh. Okay, since this is a mock tarot reading, I'm not going to necessarily keep the cards that fall out. If I feel led to, I will. I didn't feel led to with that card. So 2. And 1 more. All right. So, oracle cards. One. Oh, that one was clear. 2. Oh, okay. Going too fast, huh? Oh, that means the front one. Okay, so let's start with the first tarot card. Ooh, King of Cups. Now remember, Cups is about relationships with ourselves, with others, our emotions, our emotional connection. Yeah. So one of the ways you can interpretate this card is the king is usually a leader, right? Now, this king in particular, I feel, is appreciative. He sees there's a lot of abundance around him. And if you can see the light kind of shining from his chest or heart chakra area, that means that he's very much in touch with his emotions. He's comfortable with emotions. He probably has healthy relationships and whatnot. And so when knowing that the King of Cups is one of those really empowering cards to pull, you can easily connect this. So, by the way, once again, intuition. Allow your intuition to just kind of kick in. Whatever comes to mind, don't resist it. Allow it to be what it needs to be. Allow your thoughts to kind of go and follow your thoughts. And some of them you'll know that they're right, and some of them you'll know that'll just have kind of popped in there. But there's no coincidence when you're reading a tarot card. If something's come to mind, there's a reason. It's been triggered by something in the card. And so, as you can see, his hand is in the bowl, right? And he seems to be very aware of who he is, where he is. And I would say that can mean, let me see, what do I feel prompted to? There's a lot of sea life around him. One of the things that comes to me for that is that he's at one with his environment, with his people, with his family, with himself, which is really beautiful. If there's anything that a woman would love to have or to see in a man, is him loving himself and being able to love others because he loves himself and respects himself. So here's the first card. Now let's see what the Oracle card has for that. Ooh, miracles. Wow, I haven't pulled this card in a long time. So there's the double rainbow, miracles. And you see there's a bit of what seems stars in the background. There's growth here, but there's still seems to be mountains and the majesty of mountains, and there's just a lot of, not impossible, but beauty that is rare to see. There's mountains are not the most common in the world, and if you get to see them and I completely relate, because here in Calgary, or more like here in Alberta, we have the Rockies, the Rocky Mountains, and they are absolutely breathtaking and stunning. And so I completely understand the place that they have mountains in the miracle card. So one of the things that we have, the King of Cups, which is connected with himself and steady, calm, and very grounding, right? But also can be a little bit emotional and is comfortable with emotions and doesn't flip out, in the sense that accepts instead of resists an emotional situation, right? And when you have the miracle card, the way you could possibly, there's a few ways you can connects that, right? So one of the ways you can connect the miracle card is that a man that's like that is a little bit of its own miracle, right? Just like the mountains, wherever you are absolutely beautiful and a little bit of a miracle themselves, right? And so just a man being powerfully who he is, loving and respecting himself and being in integrity with himself so that he can be the same in his other relationships with others is one of the most precious gifts he can give himself and he can give those around him. And so I feel that that's one of the ways you can connect the miracle card is, you know, just like every miracle is out of the ordinary, a little extraordinary. Well, so is the man in his emotions, in the way I've described him. And so another way you can describe miracles, and this could be circumstantially in the person's life, is that it's not because we've been through hard times or that we've struggled or that we've been through, the ringer a little bit, that we won't have our blessings and our own little miracles in life. Miracles doesn't have to be, this big, huge, cataclysmic change blessing in your life. Miracles are more often the little blessings, the little things that satisfy us, that bring the pleasures to our life, the people that we love. And seeing those blessings and paying attention to them instead of focusing on what we don't have is so absolutely vital. And I really, really believe in that. It's something I've had to learn personally. And I feel that if people in general had more of a sense of self and more of a sense of peacefulness and being satisfied with what they have in life, I think we would have less anxiety, less fear, less depression, less sadness in the world. All right. Card number 1. Wow, that was like pretty intense, huh? Beautiful, emotional, juicy. I love it. So next card. Woo, the Wheel. Wow, now this is one of those cards that kind of, it's one of my favorite major arcana cards. Cups is by the way, as you saw, the element of water. I don't think I need to say it, but just saying. And so the Wheel. Now the Wheel is the number 10 card. And so it's in the second part of our journey in the major arcana. The first part is more, we have teachers, we're learning, we're absorbing. And now when you're in the second part, it's more, I'm applying, I'm learning, I'm allowing it to be messy, I'm finding myself in all of it, right? And so this card is so very appropriate for that. Because you have the darkness and the light, which we're all made of. It's one of the reasons why I really believe in that. And so it's why I chose Darkness and Light Tarot to be the name of not only my channel, but my little business as a tarot reader, because I truly believe that we are made of sacred darkness and sacred light. And they are as important as the other. One without the other is not in balance and is not you can't find a peace inside unless you've embraced yourself completely. And so I really believe in our darkness and our light. And so here, there seems to be what is a compass, right? Which direction? It can be a bit of a game changer, the wheel. But it's also, if you see the infinity sign here, sorry, not infinity sign, those are dice. Okay, so this is perfect for the change that I mentioned a second ago, because you get to choose, right? There's a choice here. There's a certain balance that the wheel encourages and inspires. And so, what is your balance? Have you allowed yourself to try and find that? Have you connected with what you want and don't want? Do you know yourself enough? Do you know? Because when I say, do you know what you want and don't want? It's so vital to know as much what you want as you don't want. It's it's one thing to know what you want, but what is it that you don't want? Because if you don't know what you don't want, you're always going to kind of be like, okay, sure, why not? And there will be moments where you're like, whoa, that wasn't so much for me. And so it's important. It's why I say allow your journey to be messy, because it's during that journey and it's while you're learning and it's while you're trying different things and it's while you kind of stumble and can't get back up, fall over, get back up, and over and over and over and thousands of times, because you don't learn if you don't fail. Learn to fail. Learn to fail and not be afraid of it. Failure is, let me call it, because failure is a strong word. It can trigger certain people, and I understand that. So instead of using the word failure, so for those that are comfortable with that, failure is not a down, it does not reflect on who we are, okay? Failure just means we were trying, and that wasn't it for us, so we got to keep on going, right? But instead of failure, we could use like, well, that wasn't very successful, that was less successful, or not successful, right? And so I think that that's what the wheel encourages. Just keep on going, keep on trying, keep on getting back up. And when one thing doesn't work, you got to keep on doing it and keep on doing it and keep on doing it and trying different things and another and another and another until something works. And it will. You just got to keep on going. Perseverance is truly a virtue. So let's see what the Oracle card has for us. Ooh, forgiveness. Wow. Talk about a beautiful card to go with the wheel. Wow. Okay. So one of the things that truly pops into my intuition and my mind is one of the ways to truly grow and truly come into yourself and to receive and to be able to allow yourself to keep on trying and keep on doing something different and keep on going is you need to be able to forgive yourself on all levels, whether it be for something from your past or a choice that you made or something you didn't do that you probably should have done, or that you realize afterwards, damn, I really wanted to do that. Forgiveness for the things that we have or have not done is absolutely key to our success. It's one thing if you cannot okay, let me say it this way. If I can't forgive myself, how the hell am I going to forgive someone else? It doesn't work. I've seen it time and time again, whether I was a youth outreach worker, whether I was intervention worker, whether I was the life coach. If someone does not forgive themselves, it's impossible for them to truly forgive someone else. So I really think this is an appropriate card. And when you do learn to truly forgive yourself for the small and the bigger things, your life will completely change. And I think that this is what the wheel is truly focusing on: self-love, being able to allow yourself to find yourself and to forgive those things that you feel need to be forgiven. Whew. Wow, powerful stuff. Juicy. All right, next and last tarot card. Ooh, the Five of Pentacles. Now, this ties in really, really well with what we just read. Now, remember, 5 is a middle number for a minor arcana. The number 5 card, no matter what the minor arcana, whether it be cups, wands, pentacles, or swords, the number 5 card in the minor arcana is a tough one. Doesn't matter what suit you're in. It's a midway point. Being halfway in anything is always a challenge, because you've got all that progress, but you have just as much to do in front of you, and it can be truly hard to be at that midway point. And so here we have Pentacles. Now, Pentacles is the down to earth. We're a bit more in our head. It's hard to keep connected with our emotions. It's the logical, but there's intuition in Pentacles as well. And remember, intuition is when something comes to our mind, right? And so Pentacles is really does have that spiritual side to it. It's just that we need to make sure that we don't stay stuck in our head and that we stay connected to our heart as well. Anyway, so getting back to the Five of Pentacles, here we have someone that is very down. It can be depressed, anxiety, sad, any of those, fear, okay? And they seem to be locked in this dark place. But if you notice, the key's right there. They're just not seeing it. When we get so down and so discouraged and we lose hope, whether the key's in front of us or not, we may not choose to use it, or we may not see it, or it might be frightening to use the key to get us out of that dark place. And more often than not, I just have to have one conversation with the person that's in that kind of situation. They already know how to get out of that situation. But sometimes, let's use the example of mourning. When I had to mourn my best friend, I remember I spent some of the darkest hours of my life. It lasted 4 months. But when I was there, the reason why I lasted 4 months in my grief was because I was afraid that if I didn't feel, and I didn't remember her that way, that I would lose her completely. And so I preferred feeling, even if it was the horrible, painful feelings of loss, I felt like I still had her with me some way through that pain. So when I finally did snap out of it, I realized that she was there, right there with me. And I just needed to let go of having her with me physically and just be able to embrace having her with me in the spirit world. And so I needed time to do that. So this is truly a reflection of this card. We have the key more often than not. We just need to choose to step out of that darkness. So let's see what the Oracle card has to say. Going forward. So I think this is so very appropriate once again. Going forward. So we either need to choose that darkness or we choose to move forward and to leave that darkness. And you see the light at the end of that path? How very appropriate that this Oracle card is to accompany the tarot card. Now you see how it brings an extra dimension to your cards, your tarot card. So you choose to move forward towards something that's unknown. We don't see exactly what's on the horizon, right? It's not clear, but it's okay. It's change. It'll take adjustment. It'll take time, but everything will be okay. So you choose the darkness or you choose the light. So there you go. That's the example I have for you of a tarot reading that can include Oracle cards. I more often than not use Oracle when I read a tarot card reading, do a tarot card reading for a client. So for those of you that were wondering, that's kind of how a reading happens. And I'm so very wow about these cards today. Very powerful, for any of you that are watching this and this was for you, be encouraged. Embrace your darkness and your light. You're a beautiful being. Your darkness is just as beautiful as your light. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. There's no such thing as us being broken. We just need to heal. Yeah, bruises, scrapes, cuts. That's the way things are. We all have got them. And we're all healing, and we're all on our own road and in our own process and at all different points of our lives. No one is better than the other. We're all just kind of figuring it out. I hope this video brought value to you. For those of you that were wondering, I have. Oh, yes. So I was trying to remember what I wanted to share first. So I wanted to share with you that I have my absolute new, brand spanking new website. I launched it this week. I'm so very proud. There's beautiful. There's been a lot of visits to it. Thank you all for all of you that have visited my website. It's so very appreciated. And once again, if ever you guys have, you want to send me an email, questions, whatnot from my website, please don't hesitate. It would be such a pleasure for me to answer. And the website address, I will put it down below. I have not put it yet, but I will put it in the comments of this video in the information section. So it is darkness-light-tarot.com. Very simple. Darkness-light-tarot.com. You can also follow me and find me on social media on the several different platforms. So you can find me on TikTok and Instagram as darkness.light.tarot. On Pinterest, you can find me as Darkness and Light Tarot. On Twitter, it's April Kelly Darkness and Light Tarot. And I believe I just updated. Oh, yeah. So Facebook, it's April Kelly. But you can also find Darkness and Light Tarot. And from there, you can go into my profile. And then what's the other one? I always forget what the name of that app is. I'm not on it very often. LinkedIn. There you go. So on LinkedIn, you can find me under Darkness and Light Tarot as well, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just make sure I'm not. Yes, so April Kelly, okay, is the way you're going to find me on LinkedIn. And you'll see Tarot Advisor, my website's on there and whatnot. So I hope you enjoy my content. For those of you that really do appreciate my content, please like and subscribe to my channel. It always encourages me, and it shows me your appreciation and your support. So thank you so much for being here with me. I hope you enjoyed the reading today. I enjoyed doing it. I'll see you next time, this coming Tuesday. Oh, I almost forgot. For those of you that don't know, I am going to be leaving on vacation. I won't be doing anything from the 4th of July to the 22nd of July. So just letting you know. Take care, you guys. Bye.